Hey everyone, welcome to Keller Acres. Today I'm making some homemade English toffee. What you're gonna need for this toffee is 1 cup of unsalted butter. I've cut mine into cubes just so that it will melt a little faster. 1 cup of brown sugar. I am using dark brown sugar. Some recipes for toffee, actually most, seem to call for white sugar, but I'm using brown sugar. It's just something I prefer in my caramel. I like that richer taste of the brown sugar and especially the dark brown sugar, but feel free to sub that with light brown sugar. Also, so we're going to be boiling these together over on the stove here in a minute. Then when we're done and we pour it into our pan, we're gonna be topping it with some chocolate chips. I have some dark chocolate chips here. I have 3/4 cup of Ghirardelli dark chocolate chips. You can obviously always sub in milk chocolate or semi-sweet if you prefer. And then I'm also going to be sprinkling some chopped pecans on top. You can also sub this with a different nut, or you can leave the nuts off entirely. So we're going to go ahead and go over to the stove and get started. Okay, we're going to get started by turning our burner on to medium. I'm going to go ahead and melt our butter first. Get that going. Also, I did fail to mention you're going to need a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to be using my awesome vanilla bean paste. I love this stuff so much. If you're interested, there is a video on how to make this. It's delish and it's super easy to make. Also, you're gonna need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Once this butter is all melted, then we'll be adding in our 1 cup of dark brown sugar. Also, you're gonna need to have a candy thermometer handy if you have one. You could eyeball it, but much easier if you can check the temp. We're going to be cooking this to 290 degrees. Okay, my butter's pretty much melted, so I'm gonna go ahead, dump in my brown sugar, give that a good stir. Also at this point, we're gonna turn that heat down to more of a medium-low. Add in our salt also, and we're gonna add in your vanilla extract and or vanilla bean paste. Just gonna pour a little in there. Oh, that stuff is so good. Now we're just gonna continuously stir this. It's gonna come to a boil. And again, we're gonna wanna boil it until it reaches 290 degrees. So get that candy thermometer handy if you have one. It's gonna take, once it starts boiling, approximately 15 minutes. All right, we're starting to boil, so just keep a stirring and keep that candy thermometer handy so you can check it here pretty soon. I'm gonna wait a couple more minutes because it's gonna take quite a while to get to that 290. All right, we're getting close, almost to that 290. We're right in between 250 and 300, so it must be about 275. So I'll be taking it off here real soon and then pouring it into a 1/2 sheet pan lined with parchment paper. All right, we've reached our 290 in about 11 minutes. So make sure you keep an eye on that temp. Now we're gonna go ahead, turn the heat off and pour this into our sheet pan. Just gonna spread this out a little bit with my spatula. All right, we're gonna let this set for a few minutes and then we're gonna be pouring our chocolate chips on and then spreading those to melt on top. Okay, this has been setting and cooling for just a few minutes. We're gonna go ahead and pour our chocolate chips on and then we're gonna spread it with our spatula. Let these melt over the top. Might have to just let them set for a second, get kind of melty, then we'll spread them a little bit more. All right, that looks great. Now we're gonna sprinkle some nuts on top. I've got my chopped pecans I'm gonna be sprinkling on top. You can do this lightly, or you can do this on the heavy side. I'm gonna do mine a little more on the heavy side compared to what some do, just to give it that extra flavor. And then once this has set, you can also put it in the fridge if you want it to set up a little bit faster. But once it sets and you break it into chunks, you can store it at room temperature in a container for several days. There we go. Okay, our toffee is all nice and hardened. I ended up sticking this in the fridge so that it would go a little bit faster. So now all we have to do is break it into chunks, and I'm just gonna be putting it on my board right here. Should be able to just peel this off nice and easy off of our parchment paper, and then we just break it into pieces just like that. Oh, I got a little small, but you know what? This is perfect for, this is the perfect sampling size. Delicious. So just break this up however you want. And again, store at room temperature. And this will keep for quite a while. But you know what? I'm sure it won't last that long. It'll get eaten pretty fast. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're enjoying our videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button and give us a like. Happy holidays.